Okay, this is Geometry Honors, Thursday, May 14th. And this is take 4, believe it or not. So here we go. Find the remaining angles of the triangles. By the way, the unit is how can we find the lengths of intersecting chords? That's the topic of the day. So if this is 60 degrees, an inscribed angle is half the arc, so that's 120. If this is 70, inscribed angle is half the arc, that's 140. X here is an angle formed by two intersecting chords, and you learn that it's the average of the arc opposite one angle and its vertical angle. So 120 plus 140 divided by 2 is 130. So if that's 130, that's also 130. Vertical angles are congruent. Linear pairs are supplementary. That's 50 and 50. 70 plus 50 is 120. That leaves 60 for here. 50 and 60 is 110. That leaves 70 for here. So what can we say about triangles ABD and triangles CED? They are similar because of angle-angle similarity. Okay. Now, next. Based off the same circle from the do now, how can we find the value of x? Well, looking at the diagram from above, the angles that go together are this one and this one, and this one and this one. These were the 70s, these were the 60s. These also are congruent, but we don't have the sides opposite at those angles. But we did learn that corresponding sides of similar triangles are in proportion. So, what is the proportion to be made? Opposite one arc in the left triangle is x. Opposite one arc in the right triangle is 6. Opposite two arcs in the left triangle is 4. Opposite two arcs in the right triangle is 8. Cross multiply, 8x equals 24. Divide both sides by 8, and x is equal to 3. And now that we know that x is equal to 3, you also can see something. 3 times 8 equals 4 times 6. Okay, 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. Is that a coincidence? I think not. That is a rule. The intersecting chords rule. So we are going to write down the rule, but I need to get a pen so it comes out because this is dark. Oh, here's my pen. Ugh, on the floor. Okay, so the rule is, looking at this one over here, the product of the segments of one chord equals the product of the segments of the other chord. So, AB times BC is equal to BD times EB. So, this piece times this piece equals this piece times this piece. Very simple, works every time. The reason why it works is if you make the triangles, you end up with similar triangles, and their corresponding sides of similar triangles are in proportion. So, what is the value of x here? Well, we follow that very simple rule that we just did. So, x times 10 is equal to 12 times 5. 10x is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 10. X is equal to 6. And that's how easy it is. That is how easy the first rule is. Okay? Now, again, you could take you could pause at any time, you could take a picture at any time, but I guess pausing and rewinding is really all you would need to do. Okay, page 2. Whatever we do not finish is going to be for homework. We're not going to be doing all of them, but we are going to be doing many of them, or some of them, or okay, so find PQ here. Well, we can't find it directly. First, we have to do this. So this piece times this piece equals this piece times this piece. 3 times x equals 6 times 10. 3x equals 60. X equals 20. But the question was to find PQ. PQ is the whole thing. So PQ is equal to 3 plus 20, which is 23. Okay? Here, for number 2, you're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to get this, and then you're going to do the rule we just learned to find EB. Here, for this piece times this piece equals this piece times this piece. I'll do this one. 4x times x equals 18 times 2. 4x squared equals 36. Divide both sides by 4. X squared equals 9. X equals 3. Make sure you're answering the right question. If it was a multiple choice question, you saw 3, some of you would choose it, but find CD. Well, so x is 3, 4x is 4 times 3 is 12, so CD is equal to 3 plus 12, which is 15. Okay? Now, I'll do one of these. I will do this one because it's more challenging. Number 5. You have to know how to draw the circle when they give you the vocabulary. Chord, circle M, so M goes in the center, right? Has chords AEB and CED. AEB and CED. If CE equals 4, and ED equals 12, and EB is 2 more than AE, not drawn to scale, EB is 2 more than AE. I don't know what AE is, so I'm going to call it X, and then EB would be 2 more than that, so it would be X plus 2. Not X times 2, but X plus 2. Okay, cross multiply. I mean, before you do that, this piece times this piece equals this piece times this piece. X times X plus 2 equals 12 times 4. X squared plus 2x is equal to 48. X squared plus 2x minus 48 is equal to 0. What two numbers multiply to give you negative 48, but add together you positive 2. Plus 8 and minus 6. X, set them both equal to 0. X equals negative 8. X equals 6. We reject this because a distance cannot be negative. A length cannot be negative. So find AE. AE is X. X equals 6. AE equals 6. Okay. Now, there's one more rule you're learning today. And this rule is that in a circle, if a diameter is perpendicular to a chord, then the diameter bisects the chord and its arcs. In a circle, if a diameter is perpendicular to a chord, the diameter bisects the chord and its arcs. It also could be a radius. A radius is part of the diameter. Okay? So if a diameter is perpendicular to a chord, it bisects the chord, and it bisects the arcs. Okay. So, over here, if AB equals 6, and we know a diameter is perpendicular to a chord, so it's bisecting the chord, that means that would be 3 and 3, and OC is 4, find OB. Well, OB is 5, because the Pythagorean triple, but if you didn't know that, you would do 3 squared plus 4 squared equals x squared, and you would end up with x equals 5. But it is a 3, 4, 5 Pythagorean triple. Okay? 3, 4, 5 Pythagorean triple. If angle AOB equals 90, find the measure of arc AE. Well, if the central angle is 90, right? They're telling you if that's 90, then that whole thing is 90, central angle is the same as the arc, but you're dividing it into two congruent arcs, so it'll be 45 and 45. And the diameter divides a circle into two halves, each being 180 degrees. 180 minus 45 is 135. Okay. Another page done. So on this page, you have number 2 and 4 to do. 2 and 4. And that's it on that page. Now, we'll do a little more. Whatever I do with you is less you have to do on your own. So, we're already on 10 minutes. Decisions. Let's do this one over here. 9, if angle AOB is 60, and a diameter is perpendicular to a chord, then it bisects it. OA is 12. Okay. Find the measure in O. Okay, these two triangles here, right, are going to be congruent. Okay, so watch. This is 12, this is 12. Those are the hypotenuses of these two right triangles, and they have the same leg over here. Hypotenuse leg is congruent to hypotenuse leg. And then if you have an altitude in this triangle, it's also an angle bisector. So if angle AOB is 60, those are each 30. If that's 90, then these are 60, right? So these are two 30, 60, 90 triangles. And OC, what is OC equal to? Here, 30, 60, 90, x radical 3 and 2x, right? So opposite 90 is 12, right? So opposite 30 is 6, and this would be 6 radical 3. Okay, so that would be 6 and 6, and this would be, OC would be 6 radical 3. That was a challenging one. Not all that hard. Okay. Okay. Number 10. Find the length of a chord 3 centimeters from the center of a circle whose diameter measures 10. So if the diameter measures 10, that would be 5 over here, and this whole thing would be 5, but all radii of the same circle are congruent. So this would also be 5. And also, the chord and diameter are perpendicular to each other. So that forms a right angle here. So, and we also know that if it's the chord 3 centimeters from the center, so this is 3 over here. And when you ever measure the distance between a point and a line, it always has to be perpendicular. So that's 3. We know that's 5. If you do the Pythagorean theorem, 3 squared plus x squared equals 5 squared, x equals 4. But then the question is, find the length of the chord. If that's 4, then that's also 4, because the diameter is perpendicular to a chord. It bisects it. So the chord is equal to 4 plus 4, which is 8. Again, not so easy, a little challenging. Okay, I don't think the other ones are really that bad. Number 11 is done the same way as number 10. 8 is similar to 9, the same basic ideas, right? Here, number 12. This will be the last one. Measurement angle AOE is 140. AOE is 140, which means this is 40. The measurement angle AOC is 40 degrees. AOB, well, we already know that these two triangles are congruent, so this is also 40, so angle AOB is 80 degrees. Arc AB would also be 80 because the central angle is the same as the arc. Arc BD would be half of 80 because if a diameter is perpendicular to a chord, it bisects it. And also the arcs, 80 divided by 2 is 40. And arc AEB, so if that's 140, that's 140, that's 140, that's 140, 140 plus 140 is 280. Okay, so these are the answers over here. And this was the diagram over here. And if you want to look at it all at once, it's all like that. Okay, people, so that was 16 minutes and 30 seconds so far. And then you're going to have to do these as well, just following the rules. It's not really that bad. I know you can do it. Good luck. You're going to be fine. Hope you're all doing well. Take care. Have a good day.